Hi, everyone. Welcome to 15 Minutes with Judi. Today, I'm honored to be joined by Jasmine Reno. Jasmine is an executive in the contact center universe. Jasmine, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Absolutely. And I know, Jasmine, when we first started talking about having you here, you were running a call center, I believe, for Mr. Cooper. And through life changes, you are now looking for your next opportunity. Is that right?
That is true. I'm back on the dating scene. I'm looking for the next opportunity, the next person to put a ring on it.
All
So
right.
yeah, I'm here.
That's fantastic. Thank you for the openness. Obviously, anybody could see that if they looked at your profile on LinkedIn, which happens a lot after people view these episodes. But hey, anybody out there listening, you need a phenom in your contact center. Jasmine's your gal. Jasmine and I have known each other for a bit now through our association with CC Women and, quite frankly, by being two women in this industry. So we're going to
Mhm.
talk a little bit about that topic, but we're also going to talk about something I think is a little more real, and that's bringing your real self to our jobs and to our roles. Jasmine, I know I reached out to you personally after one of your posts where you were talking about grief and happiness in one weekend and everything that that combined for you and your
Yeah.
family. I was very touched by that post, and what I liked about it the most is you just laid it out there and you were real and you just said, "This is me, this is who I am." And I, for one, appreciate seeing people show up with their authentic selves when they come to work.
Yeah, I think it's important, right? I think that when we are doing what we do, that it's important to be your authentic self. And that particular weekend, I had some things going on. I celebrated my daughter's 21st birthday, my other daughter's 25th birthday, but it was also my aunt's death anniversary. Like it was her birthday as well. Though we've had these celebrations that we've done for so long, it was different this year. I was a caregiver for my aunt for 5 to 6 years. And to have this year be milestone celebrations for my kids and then not have her here, like that was, it was challenging. So I think that when we show up as our authentic selves, people have a place to resonate with and they don't think that you are something that you're not. So I think that when they understand, and when I say they, people understand you're going through the same things that they are going through. Because of your title doesn't make you superior. It doesn't make you different. It doesn't make you change who you are. We're all going through the same things at the same time. And just being real is what I've always wanted to do in my journey. So, yeah, that was a challenging weekend. It really was. I appreciate you reading it. I appreciate you resonating with it. I appreciate you contacting me because it it's different. It's different. This is year number one that I haven't had her. So this is year number one. So it was hard. It was
Yeah.
hard.
I understand that. And I know for especially people in our generation, we're in the middle. We're in the middle between parents and our elders and our children. And we want to celebrate our children and we want to take care of our elders. And sometimes you're doing that dance and it's a lot. In addition to, oh my goodness, working in contact center support service where we're taking care of people, both customers and staff, all
Mhm.
day long. Your post was a gentle reminder. Celebrate where you can, grieve when you have to, and take care of
Mhm.
yourself as well, which is so very important.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit more about contact centers and what's going on. You bring a lot of your personal values into the contact center. I'm going to just give you 2 decades, but you're a little more than 2 decades in the workforce along with me. And you just mentioned it. Show up as your authentic self and bring that because you just never know. And even if you touch one person today, just one, that could mean the world to that one person, right?
Mhm.
Versus needing to be inauthentic for 100 people.
Yeah.
So, as we talk about that a little bit, give me a life experience that shaped the kind of leader you are today, Jasmine.
Oh my gosh. So I have been, like you say, in this contact center world for quite some time. And I started out as an agent. I've been doing that. You got to have a passion for it, right? Like you've got to have a passion for what it is that you do. And I have a passion for customer service, client experience. I want to make sure that whenever you enter my world, it's something you can walk away from and feel good about. And so, what I've learned over the years is how to not be the leader that I didn't want to be. And that means like I had leaders who were just not good. And I took away from them what I did not want to be when I eventually became a leader, because that was always my goal. I was going to be a leader. And I took away from those who I loved what I wanted to do. So it's a balance, or like you know what not to do, you know what to do, and what made you feel good, what made you feel not as good, you know what I mean? So I don't want to ever do that to someone. I know what it feels like to not feel appreciated. I know what it feels like to have someone just want more of you and not even thank you for what it is that you're doing today. You know what I mean? So like I never wanted to be a person that set someone down in a room and the only time that we sat down was for me to tell you how horrible you are. Like I want you to know I value you. Now
Every
there's
day.
going to be every day. There's going to be opportunities. There's going to be opportunities, but I never want you to dread coming to see me. I never want to, send you a message and hey, can we talk for a minute? And you immediately think the worst of that situation. So I just took away from what I did and did not like from
Good.
my previous leader. And that's how I can manage my leadership style.
It's effective. It's working. I know that you've built amazing teams throughout the years, Jasmine. And I think the point is right on. I never want my teams to wonder where they stand with me. They should know at every given moment where they
Mhm.
stand, to the point that that little text that comes out on a Friday afternoon, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? Not the sudden dread and panic inducing, oh my gosh, what did I do
Yeah.
wrong? Am I getting laid off? Right? Never those things. You want those relationships to feel pretty safe and whole at all.
And I try very hard to do that. Like I build relationships with people. Even when I've had to demote or fire people, they weren't surprised. They weren't surprised. They knew exactly what was going on and why it was happening. So I've had to demote people and they gave me a hug afterwards. I'm so sorry you even had to have this conversation with me because you were so transparent with me prior to, and I hope this doesn't affect our relationship or friendship. So I try to be very real with people because that's what I expect from
Yeah.
everyone. Is just to be real and understand that this is, although it's work, it is work. You know what I mean? Everyone comes to work for a different reason. I might come to work for a paycheck. You might come to work for a camaraderie. No, it's different reasons, but whatever that reason is, has to be substantial. And you have to want to do well in that role. And when you know you're not, and you always know when you're not doing well in that role or when you're avoiding the role, it's a very quick and convenient conversation. It really is.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the flip side of this for a minute. We're talking about the personal side, which we know is so important. And yet, in our world today, and we were just at CCW in June in Las Vegas, technology, it's everywhere, it's changing fast. How are you ensuring for your teams AI and automation that they're enhancing your teams, because the personal is big, but the technology is big as well. And how are you keeping the balance on tech for the right reasons? And how are you taking your teams on the journey with you? Because there's a lot of fear and uncertainty today in the ranks because they feel that their roles are going to be taken away.
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit about what you're doing there, Jasmine.
In that aspect is true transparency and having those conversations, right? Like you have, it's an art and science when it comes down to communication and AI. I can train AI to do something, but I can't train you how to do something. Like you are the personal human impact on how that customer feels. Now, granted, yes, we can take payments, we can do the IVR, we can make the website a whole lot better, we can do all of those things. But we know in this industry, customers still want to talk to a person. And when we're talking about mortgages, that is the biggest financial piece that people have in their lives. And they're not going to always trust a computer to tell them what it is. They want to talk to you. So that's my conversation with the agents is, yeah, we are amplifying. We are doing these things. We are making sure that they don't necessarily have to come to you, but when they do, you have to be that human experience for that person so they understand that you get what they're going through. Like you can explain to them because not everyone trusts the AI. Not everyone trusts the computer. Not everyone trusts, that what they did and the numbers they inputted and all the stuff is going to be true. But as humans, we still have a job. We really do. And that's not going anywhere. And I think for a lot of people, they think that we're trying to move them out. No, we're just trying to make your lives easier. We're trying to make your job easier. We're trying to make sure that you have what you need in order to answer questions easier. But they still want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still want to talk to you.
Do you have a recent example in the past few months where you have had a technology make a significant difference for you
Mhm.
in your delivery in any part of the organization that you were running?
Yeah, so and this was years in the making. And when I say years in the making, like people think that when we have an idea to do something, it's going to be implemented very quickly. That's not true. So this was years in the making. And what happened is there's a personalized escrow analysis video. So when I say personalized, it's saying basically, hey, Judi, your insurance was $1,000 last year. Your insurance is now 1,700 this year. That means your payment is going from X to Y, right? So like it's giving you your own personal experience. Like, and this took years to do and lots of groups to sit down to understand because I'm in the mortgage world, so I understand it, right? But like you may not be. So we brought people in that was not in the mortgage world to say, hey, do you understand this? This is something that we're trying to reduce calls on. Do you understand? I mean, like does that make sense to like if it doesn't make sense, tell me why. And then we would tweak and we would move and we would do all these things. And agents were fearful that at that point that they wouldn't have a job because we did this so well. It doesn't matter how good technology is, you still need humans behind it. You still need people behind it. So yeah, so we that was one of our that's one of my biggest accomplishments. Like that's one of my biggest things that I'm proud of because like I say, it took years to do that. But just because we did it doesn't mean people aren't going to stop calling.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love, by the way, that exact scenario because I won't say my mortgage holder's name. But every January, it's always a blessing to open it and see what my new mortgage amount is,
Mhm.
and then start making the phone calls to say why, because there's no explanation.
Yes.
It's just a new number. The number never goes down, it always goes up. And
It always goes up. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's all cool and everything, but could someone just tell me what happened? Oh,
Yeah, it's so funny because they think that the mortgage company is who's increasing the payment, and it's never that. It really is never that. Like your interest rate is what it is, your principal is what it is, your interest is what it is,
yeah,
but
yeah,
taxes and insurance are going to change every single year.
yeah.
And and customers don't really get it. You know what I mean? So it's not your mortgage company's fault. It's just is what it is. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I can't tell you why, the city changed your taxes. I can't tell you why Allstate increased your insurance. I can't do any of that. I just got to plan for your payment. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that speaks though to something that we overlook in our industry, which is it's not always a one-to-one relationship. The supplier of whatever X is and the consumer of whatever X is. There's all these other things that impact, right? And
Mhm.
so when we always say in support, don't kill the messenger, we mean that because there could be, as you said, you're not controlling the taxes, you're not controlling the insurance. In a B2B world, in tech support, you might have a PC involved, you might have a database involved, you might have the connectivity involved. You have a lot of different things. So when we start to do those troubleshooting steps together, let's take the breath and work through it together because there are so many things coming to join to create one experience.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me, when it comes to the awards that you have won, you've been a JD Power Award winner. You've had an amazing amount of achievements in your life. Tell me
Yes.
which of those touched you most on a personal level.
So it wasn't the awards. I am excited and proud of those awards, but what has touched me the most is building the relationships with my people. And when I say, for a while, I was so focused on the next level. I was so focused on moving forward. I was so focused on how do I do that? And I was passed up several times when it came to that. And it took a moment for me to say, you know what, Jazz, stop. Focus on right now.
Yeah,
That's what you do. Focus on right now. So when the opportunity comes, you will be the obvious choice.
yeah,
They'll have no other reason to give it to anyone else but you. And that's what I did. So when you say again, JD Power, the top 30 call center leaders to follow in 2025, like I love all of that, but I am focused on today. And that is focused on the people that I lead today. Like I've been to weddings, funerals, bar mitzvahs, like just getting to know people and getting to know my role, understanding what it is that we do, going to these conferences. I love Sandy. I just going to these conferences and understanding like what's the next best thing. Just focused on today, not tomorrow.
yeah,
And that's the biggest advice I can give to anyone. Just focus on today because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Today, you're going to make an impact in someone's world, whether it's an agent, whether it's your employees, whether it's a customer, whatever it is, like focus on today. And I remember we would be so busy in the call center that I would hop on calls too. And the agents could not even understand why I was doing that. And it was like, I need to listen to these people and understand what's going on. So I can't ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. So I can't ask you to work overtime. I can't ask you to stay here hours and spend time away from your family if I'm not willing to do it. So yeah, I would get on the phones, like literally answer the phones and talk to customers because I needed my people to understand I'm in here with you. Like we are in the trenches together. We're doing this together. And that was important to me because that I loved to see from leaders when I was an agent as well. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, that was important to me. Yeah, so all the awards are great, but just being present in the moment and with your people is what fuels me. That makes me thrive harder. That makes me go harder. That makes me want to do better every single day.
Yeah, that's awesome. Having the leader next to you, shoulder to shoulder, it matters because in today's world, the amount of change, the amount of complexity, the amount of stress, but just turning and looking left and right and seeing who's there next to you, that oftentimes is just the little bit of extra strength you need sometimes.
Exactly, exactly. And I don't proclaim to be the smartest person at all. So when I would get on the phones, I would the group chat, the Teams, the Slack, but just, hey guys, like I got a problem, how do I fix this? And they're like, wait, you're taking calls? And I'm like, yeah, I'm on a phone call right now with a customer and I'm trying to figure this out. I need some help. And they loved it. They absolutely loved it. So
Yeah. Great examples of being a leader that's right there with your people. I love that
mhm,
about you, Jasmine.
thank you.
Absolutely.